The Unihertz Titan 2, I think, is a really good phone so far after having it for close to a week. And a lot of people are missing the point. And oh my gosh, the amount of complaining I have had in the video comments is just terrible. And it's for silly stuff, right? So hear me out. The phone has no headphone jack. The last one had a headphone jack. People are pissed off about that. People are pissed off about the Unihertz branding up here on top. Yes, this metal plate that says Unihertz. Oh no, heaven forbid that they put that on there. But yes, people are mad about that. So many people. I have had so many comments where people are like, well, I love the phone, but that Unihertz branding up top is a deal breaker. Really? If that's the deal breaker, you probably weren't considering it anyway. And then the other one was no expandable storage. But the last Titan had 128 gigabytes of crappy storage. This one has 512. Yes, you got 512 gigabytes of UFS 3.1. So we have much better storage, and we have much more RAM. Instead of, I believe the last one had 6 gigabytes of RAM, this one has 12. So double the RAM, triple the storage, a better screen, even though it's not 120 hertz, it's not AMOLED, and people are also complaining no IP68. Which, granted, the Unihertz Titan, the first one was designed to be a rugged phone. Back then, we were still having conversations about BlackBerry, on-mobility, things like that. Patents still sat with BlackBerry. A lot of threats and concerns about being sued. So they marketed it as a rugged phone, which, okay, cool. I'm totally fine with that. I understood why they did that. And I hated the keyboard on the original Titan. I felt like it was caused too much thumb fatigue. The springs were too much spring tension. It felt like a rubber membrane keyboard. It was sealed. And I just really felt like it took away from the experience. So I was not a big fan of the Titan. I reviewed it. I made a lot of videos about it. I covered it in depth, as I do with physical keyboard phones. That's kind of my MO, modus operandi, my specialty. I love keyboard phones. I'm one of the biggest BlackBerry fans on the planet. And the point of this phone is to give you a relevant, new physical keyboard experience with some nostalgia and something to buy in that people like. They built it off of the Passport form factor, and it is very Passport-esque looking. It is much fatter. This one has spent a lot more time at the buffet trough than the BlackBerry Passport did, but it has tremendously more horsepower. And the Helio, I think it was the P60 was in the last Titan. It was an okay chipset, but it wasn't that great. And I think it was a 12 nanometer processor. Now we have the Dimensity 7300, which is a 4 nanometer processor. It's much more powerful, much more power efficient. People are complaining, oh, it has a 5,000 milliamp battery instead of a 6,000. Look, a 5,000 milliamp battery and a 4 nanometer processor is going to have more legs in it than a 12 nanometer processor with a 6,000 milliamp battery. It just will. It uses tremendously less battery. If we're going from a 12 nanometer to a 10 nanometer, okay, I could see some frustration there. But a 12 to a 4, or it might have been even 14 what it was, but I think it was a 12 nanometer. So yeah, the chip is insanely better. We got double the RAM. We got triple the storage. We have a much, much, much better typing experience. The keyboard on here is about 80% of what you could expect typing on the Passport. So if you typed on a Passport and then you wonder what the typing experience is on this, it's a good 70-80% there. It is tremendously better than the typing experience on any other phone that Unihertz has made. They've definitely put a lot more time, a lot more ingenuity, and a lot more care into the typing experience. And that's what this phone is about. Like, you don't need a headphone jack. Why has it got Bluetooth, 5.4? Yeah, Bluetooth 5.4. Buy a $20 pair of wireless earbuds. They've been around for a long time. Almost every other phone in the world has phased out a headphone jack, especially in the United States. Probably 90-95% of phones have phased it out. Why? Just like horses got phased out by cars. Wireless earbuds are almost any situation are better, unless you're an audiophile and the DAC that's in here is not audiophile level. And then they did something novel. They went so far as to put this nifty little screen on the back to try and stand out even more. And it's neat because you can have the phone face down, you can still see it, you can get the time, you can get notifications, you can access some apps, you can use your cameras. It's neat. Is it necessary? No, but they wanted to do something. They've done this with some of their other phones. They like it. Okay, cool. This phone on the Kickstarter is $269. With the fees, it's like $271 or something like that. This phone is dirt cheap. And it's like, I've got people complaining about this thing like it's $1,000 smartphone. Like, oh my gosh, they took away the SD card. They gave you 3 times as much storage. 512. You are never going to use that on your phone more than likely anyway. 512 is perfectly fine, and it's UFS 3.1. 12 gigs of RAM, plenty of RAM, right? The keyboard, all the important stuff, all the important things they upgraded. Of course, it has Android 15, which is really nice to have. And on top of that, it's supposed to get supported, from what I've heard, up to Android 17. We'll probably find out more once they officially launch this. It's in Kickstarter right now. They're supposed to start shipping them, the first batch, in October. So, yeah, it's basically the Passport people always wanted, running a pretty modern version of Android. I mean, 16 just came out on the Pixel not too long ago. So the fact that this is running 15, I mean, it's better than have like 14 or 13, right? Has a, I think, pretty darn good keyboard. I mean, not really any skin on it at all. They upgraded the fingerprint scanner and put it in the power button. It's actually meaningful, useful, and it works. You have facial recognition. You don't have that little tile in the middle of the keyboard anymore for the fingerprint scanner, which was terrible. So it's like they went back to the drawing board and they upgraded so many things in here. And then I've got people like, oh, no headphone jack. That's a deal breaker. Okay, whatever. Grow up. Like, oh, it has a Unihertz plate up top. People are like, oh, well, they could have extended the screen like 0.3 inches. It's intended to have the 4.5 inch 1:1 screen aspect ratio like the Passport. It's intended to look like this. That's why it looks like this. So if they want to throw the Unihertz branding up top and that's a deal breaker for you, then go get the other viable keyboard phone that you can get in 2025. Oh, wait, there's not one, right? And I know we've got the minimal phone, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about the minimal phone. If you want that, go get it. But the keyboard's not as good as this, and you have a e-paper screen, right? You have an e-ink display. So that's a minimal phone. This is not a minimal phone. This is a maximal phone. This is designed to do whatever you want to do on it, not to use your phone less. It's not designed to keep you from using your phone. It's not designed to keep you living in a minimal lifestyle where like you just want to disengage and not be on your phone all the time. This is intended to make you enjoy the typing experience, give you that BlackBerry feel that you used to enjoy with the Passport that you always wanted, and do it at a reasonable cost. Yes, they could have put those other things in here. I don't know why they didn't. I mean, apparently people care about it, but at the end of the day, it's not like you're missing out on features, right? Yes, there's no expandable SD card, but there's not 128 gigs of slow storage either. You get 512. And it's not like you can't use earbuds. Get a $20 pair of wireless earbuds. They're pretty stinking decent nowadays, right? So there's like the things that people are upset about. It's not like you can't even do them anymore. The only thing you can't really fix is this Unihertz branding, and I don't know, put a sticker over it. I don't care what you do with it. But it's just, to me, the point of this phone is to have a good, reliable typing experience on a phone that's modern and it's relevant to the keyboard community. And it lets you do what you want, right? And then you've got all these cool things like programmable keys. You've got the convenience keys over on the side. You got 2 of those. And then you've got the nifty little display on the back. I think it's neat. Do I think I'll use it very much? Probably not, but it's cool that it's there. I do like to see the clock pop up every once in a while. I'm like, okay, cool. That's nice. I mean, it's a nice little thoughtful thing. Is it something that is a deal breaker? Absolutely not. And just like the whole Unihertz nameplate, that is not a deal breaker. If that's a deal breaker for you, you were not going to buy this phone. If the headphone jack is a deal breaker, you probably weren't going to buy this phone. People that want this phone care about the keyboard, how good is the processor, how good is the screen, how good is the interface, how enjoyable is it reliable, and does it last all day? And I think yes to those questions. So I just wanted to kind of lay some of this stuff out to all the whiny adults out there. Yes, it's not everything we would want it to be, right? This doesn't have a Snapdragon 8 Elite. It doesn't have an AMOLED display. It's not 120 hertz, but it's $269. I mean, come on. The thing that I care about when I picked this up was how good is the keyboard, and I like the keyboard. That's why I care. That's why this phone exists. If it weren't for this physical keyboard, this phone wouldn't exist. That is the point. Everything else is extras. And all the stuff that they included in here, I think is fine. And I think is an upgrade almost everything that was in the original Titan. So, and you still got the IR blaster for people who care about that. So, no, there's not a headphone jack. No, there's not removable SD card. But that is not the end of the world. That is not why you care about this phone. That is not why you would be buying this phone. And if you want those things, then keep the original Titan. Go for it. And enjoy all the downgrades that you have that are not as good as this. And especially the one thing you're missing out on, the typing experience, which I like a lot. So that's all I've got. I just wanted to kind of clear the air on that stuff because I'm just so tired of these comments. And I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate people watching, but I just find it very disingenuous. I can't conceptualize anybody who cares about a physical keyboard phone and really wants one as saying, okay, I'm not buying this because of the Unihertz branding plate above the screen. Really? Really? Anyway, so that's all I got. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.